Hey everybody, Fox 35 Storm Team Meteorologist Laurel Blanchard here with your Friday evening forecast. We made it to the weekend, and I feel like this week was definitely on the longer side for sure. It's been a very busy news week, it's been a very busy weather week, of course, leading up to race week and everything that's been happening. So it is a crazy, crazy week, but it is just such a fun week as well. I was out there yesterday at the track, and it was just so much fun, and it was just a blast. So if you have the chance to go to some of the races this week, it has been so much fun, and we're just going to continue to see that weather that we've had for the past couple days. So we've actually lucked out quite a bit through the past couple of days. Not seeing any rain, not seeing really too many clouds at all, which I know is not necessarily the best conditions for the drivers, but overall it's been beautiful, rain-free, and hopefully it's going to stay that way, but we are going to be watching the chance of a couple of sprinkles as we take a look ahead to Sunday, because of course it would not be the Daytona 500 without the possibility of just a little bit of rain. So we're going to continue to watch that as we take a look ahead through the next couple of days, and let us know where you're watching from. And let's just get to our question of the day, because I feel like this is going to be not only the question on a lot of people's minds, but what is the forecast for this weekend? So taking a look ahead, what exactly is our forecast for this weekend? That is going to be the main topic for what we're going to be focusing in on for this stream. But let us know what you're up to. We are going to be, that's not my question of the day, but do you have a favorite driver? This is my question actually back on Wednesday. But let's see, I did make a new one. There we go. Question of the day, what are your plans for Valentine's Day as well as Sunday? Are you going to the Daytona 500? Let us know. Are you going to any races tonight on Saturday? Is that your Valentine's Day plans as well? Or do you have something a little bit better planned for your Valentine's Day? Are you going to see a show? Are you going out to dinner with your sweetheart? So definitely let us know what your plans are for Valentine's Day as well as for Sunday. We will really do a big breakdown of what your plans are, whether you're heading to the theme parks, the racetrack, heading to Icon Park, whatever you're doing, we will make you a forecast for it. So definitely let us know for sure. And also, yeah, let us know where you're going if you are planning something special for Valentine's Day. So definitely let us know. We would love to talk about that a little bit later on. But for this weekend, again, I know that this is on a lot of people's minds, is what exactly is going to be the forecast for this weekend. And it is a little bit unsure of when those sprinkles are going to hit, but what we can really tell you is that the majority of the rain for this weekend into the start of next week is going to be hitting on Monday. And we'll talk a little bit more about that coming up in a bit. But let's take a little bit of a closer look of what is in store for your weekend. Of course, Saturday is Valentine's Day. Sunday, we are going to be, of course, keeping an eye on the skies over Daytona, because that is the Daytona 500, and that kicks off as of right now 2 p.m. There was a rumor that did spark up that they may move the race a little bit earlier to try to get as much as they can in before the possibility of sprinkles start to come in. So we will really be focusing in on that, taking a look at this weekend. But Saturday, picture perfect. If you do have any plans for Valentine's Day, it is going to be great. Sunday, we're going to be watching the possibility of a couple of sprinkles, but main majority of that rain is going to be moving in on Monday morning. So heads up, especially for the morning commute. It may slow you down a little bit, and we could be seeing a couple of thunderstorms that get a little on the stronger side. So we'll also take a look at that as well. Dan Potter writing in saying that they're going to Epcot on Sunday. Hey, good stuff, Dan. Getting the last couple of days of the Festival of the Arts in. That's one of my favorites, 100%. YouTube, let us know where you're watching from, as well as we are on live on Facebook, YouTube, as well as Fox Local. And if you're watching on Fox Local, you're going to have a couple of breaks within this cast, but if you do want to let your voice be heard, also let us know if you hop over to our YouTube or Facebook page, let us know what you're doing this weekend as well. And this is a poll that we're having up on Garrett's stream that just ended a couple of minutes ago. Florida state bird right now is the northern mockingbird, which I did not realize is shared with a couple of other states, including one of my also hometown states, Tennessee. It could be switched over to the flamingo. So let us know what you think on that as well. Let's get a couple of discussions going. What is your plans for this weekend? It's a busy weekend across Central Florida overall. And of course, let us know where you're watching from and if you think the flamingo should be the Florida state bird, which I can't think of a bird that's more suitable for Florida. So definitely let us know in the comments. Let's make this fun Friday as we head towards race week. Okay, so with the possibility of rain coming in this weekend, of course, we have to talk about race week first. So let's kind of just jump into that. So if you are planning on heading into the race later on tonight, it's the Fresh from Florida 250 that we're going to be seeing for the rest of the overnight tonight. This race kicks off at 7:30. We're going to see those times slowly start to cool down. So we're probably looking at temperatures throughout the low 60s for the Fresh from Florida 250. Saturday for the General Tire at Daytona, 300 at Daytona. It's going to be beautiful all day long. So that's going to be a long day of racing for that. So we're just going to be continuing to see beautiful conditions, temperatures throughout the low and mid 70s for that. And on Sunday, Daytona 500, we're keeping an eye on the possibility of a couple of sprinkles. So we're going to be watching that very, very closely as we take a look ahead towards Sunday. Possibility of just a couple of sprinkles getting close to the track. So that's something that we're going to be watching for sure as we take a look at the next couple of days. So for the rest of the evening, if you are planning on heading to the racetrack, it's going to be beautiful. Temperatures lingering throughout the mid 70s. But I will say, I was at the track last night, and once that sun went down, ooh, did it get chilly. So make sure you do have a little bit of an extra layer, maybe even a heavier jacket. If you have a leather jacket, that would be perfect. You probably won't need it if you're heading to the track earlier on in the afternoon, but especially through the rest of the overnight, it does get a little bit breezy at the Daytona International Speedway. So just make sure, again, you do have that windbreaker and maybe even like a little bit of an extra layer as well, because it did get chilly for sure. Taking a look a little bit earlier on. And if you're watching on Fox Local, we're going to send you to a quick break in a few seconds. Stick with us. But if you're watching on Facebook and YouTube, we're going to be talking a little bit more about the forecast through the rest of the overnight tonight and into tomorrow as well. And of course, Sunday is what for sure. So here's what we're looking at for the rest of the evening. Race kicks off again, 7:30, Fresh from Florida truck race happening. So mostly clear. 58 degrees once that green flag drops. Mainly clear skies through the overnight tonight. So that is why those temperatures are going to be feeling such a drop as we head through the overnight. And once that sun goes down, yeah, you'll definitely notice that it is quite the change. So mostly clear skies on tap for your evening. Mostly clear skies looking at about 58 degrees. 8 p.m., mostly clear, 57. And then also keeping those temperatures probably rounding out throughout the mid and upper 50s as we head through the overnight tonight near the Daytona area. So it's going to be a little on the cooler side for sure. Dan, I do see you in the comments here on our Facebook page. We'll take a look at those in a few minutes. And taking a look also at our YouTube page. Thank you, Central Florida Weather. And we do see a racing fan here, Ralph, writing in saying what the forecast is going to be for truck racing later on tonight. And here is what we're looking at. We're going to stall here for just a couple of minutes. But if you are heading to the track in the infield, it is such a blast. Not only is there amazing food trucks out there, but also there's Lightning McQueen there. And I got to see that yesterday because this made me feel so old at the track yesterday. The movie Cars, Pixar Cars, turns 20 years old. What? No way is that movie that old. I remember watching that movie as a kid in theaters and in elementary school, and my goodness, that just like made my gut drop when I saw that the other day. I can't believe that that movie is already that old. That is wild to me. So if you do get the chance to go this weekend, there is a tent that does have a Lightning McQueen figurine there, or a life-size Lightning McQueen. Go take some pictures, show it some love. It is fantastic. And also, again, check out the food in the infield as well. It is delicious. So yeah, definitely show some of the vendors there some love if you're heading to the track this weekend. Fox Local friends, welcome back from your break. And if you missed it, here's the Fresh from Florida 250 truck race forecast through the overnight tonight. Again, green flag drops at 7:30. We're going to be seeing those skies mainly clear through the overnight tonight. Temperatures in the upper 50s for the race. So it is beautiful out there through the rest of the overnight tonight. And again, if you are heading to the track, temperatures late tonight, so here are your forecast lows. They're going to be lingering right around the low 50s, upper 40s, and Gainesville lingering throughout the low 50s late tonight as those temperatures continue to drop. So that's kind of what we're looking at over the next couple of hours. But of course, tomorrow is Valentine's Day. So whatever your plans are, here is your forecast for that. So Valentine's Day, we are looking at a beautiful day on tap. Mostly sunny skies, a couple of clouds starting to sneak in as we head through the afternoon, more clouds starting to pick up as we head through the overnight. But overall, partly cloudy skies, gorgeous sunshine, warm temperatures, and a little chance of chocolate, especially through the afternoon. So enjoy your Valentine's Day. Make sure you get outside and enjoy. It's going to be a beautiful day, so just make sure you definitely just get outside and enjoy if you can. And that's what we're looking at right now. So that's what we're seeing as we take a look ahead towards Saturday. And Sunday is, of course, the big day. So that's what we're going to be watching very closely as we take a look ahead to the Daytona 500. This is very overdone. The graphics that are in here will take you through hour by hour, but there is the possibility of some sprinkles as we take a look ahead towards race time. So we're keeping an eye on the possibility of a couple of showers that could delay the race, windy conditions, cooler conditions starting to sneak in as we take a look ahead towards Sunday. So reason why I bring that up is the possibility of a couple of sprinkles is because we are going to be watching the possibility of a front moving through, but the majority of the rain is not going to be moving through until later on. So that's the good news right there. Not going to be seeing a total washout of a Sunday, but we are going to be keeping a very close eye on the possibility of some sprinkles. So with that, let's actually take a little bit of a closer look at what we're looking at for the Daytona 500. And I need to show the right model. There we go. I thought I already did this. Give me 1 second here, folks. There we go. Okay, so we'll take you through hour by hour, and I do want to zoom out a little bit more and actually switch gears real quick to our current national radar, because this system all the way over in New Mexico and Arizona, that's what we're watching right now. This cluster of storms that's also creating some snow in the Rockies. This is what's going to be moving across Texas, Louisiana, parts of Mississippi, Alabama, and this is what's going to eventually develop a frontal boundary that will be pushing through Florida as we head into Sunday, and Monday. So that's really what we're going to be watching. Oh, excuse me. So as we do take a look ahead, this is our Fox model. So we'll take you through just little by little. But here is Friday through the rest of the evening. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful conditions. And I think I actually did it on this one. No, shoot. Okay, now we're back on track. Okay, so here we go. Here's one of the models. Here's our Fox model, and I agree with this one. So we're going to slowly start to see cloud cover pick up a little bit more as we take a look at Saturday through the rest of the overnight tonight. Absolutely stunning. Saturday, we'll slowly start to see those clouds on the increase as we head through the afternoon, and especially Sunday night, this is when we could be seeing some cloud cover really starting to pick up. And so zooming out a little bit more, this is our low pressure system. This is our frontal boundary that we have right here. And you can see all of this rain is going to be staying way out west as we get closer to race time. So fast forwarding a little bit more, race starts at 2:30. So that's 2:30 right here. Zooming in to Daytona, all that heavy rain is going to be staying way out far west, so that is not a problem. What is going to be a problem are these little spotty showers that are going to be picking up out ahead of the front. So we can see right here, winds are going to be picking up. That's going to be a challenge for the drivers as well, because all of this wind is going to be moving directly northward, so from south to the north. And with that, that's not going to be helping whatsoever with the Daytona International Speedway. So if we zoom way, way in, because we can actually get into the nitty gritty here. Here's the Speedway. And you can see those winds coming up directly. So that's actually going to lead to a little bit of probably a push, especially on the backfield right here in the back end, the backstretch. And it may help a little bit going into turn 3, but turns 1, 2, that's going to be a real struggle for drivers. It's going to be actually pushing drivers further into the apron with this wind, and it's going to get gusty at sometimes. We're talking 25 to maybe even 30 mile per hour winds for this race. And so again, here is where we're really going to be keeping a very close eye on not only the winds, but these little spotty showers as well. So backing out, you can see the wind coming up directly from the south, and some of these showers are going to get dangerously close, if not hitting the speedway, as we take a look probably around 4:35, 5:30 area. And that's what we're going to be really keeping an eye on because, of course, it wouldn't be the Daytona 500 without the possibility of a little bit of rain, but also any spot of these showers that hits the racetrack, that's what's going to lead to possibly an hour, maybe even an hour and a half delay. Any little spot shower shuts the entire race down and needs to be dried by these jet engines as well as these fans that make sure all the water is off the track, because that track can get really slick in a very short amount of time. So seeing these showers get close to the speedway, maybe even a couple of times, but this is probably, hopefully by 8:30, this race is well over. So fingers crossed the entire race gets in before these little spotty showers pass over Daytona. But then this frontal boundary comes in. This is Monday morning. This is 1:30 Monday morning. We see those showers and this line of storms kind of push through the area. And this could lead to some stronger thunderstorms kind of pushing through as we take a look at Monday. But this is going to impact the morning commute. Check this out. This is 7:30 in the morning. Seeing those showers all along I-4. And then it slowly starts to push out, but we are clearing out by the time we hit about Monday afternoon. So this is going to be an event probably lasting from Sunday morning all the way until Monday afternoon before we see those skies and those winds finally start to calm down. A little bit of a blast of cool air coming in as we take a look ahead towards Monday afternoon, Monday evening, but luckily not a cold blast like what we saw a couple of weeks ago. All right, Fox Local, we are sending you to a quick break in a few, so stick with us. If you're sticking here on Facebook as well as YouTube, definitely let us know not only where you're watching from, but what are your plans this weekend, and do you have a favorite driver that's going to be racing this weekend? We had the duels happening last night. We had multiple crashes for the first race in the first set of duels. Second one was clean, so we're going to be really watching that as we head through Daytona 500. So that's what we're going to be keeping a very close eye on, especially, again, any one of these sprinkles that hit the speedway could possibly delay the race upwards of an hour, maybe even an hour and a half, to make sure the track is dry and completely dry for the drivers to get back out there. And this could happen a couple of times because of those showers just being so sporadic, but keeping our fingers crossed that these showers stay away from at least the speedway. They can get close, but they can't hit the speedway in order for the race to get done cleanly. So that is the forecast. Couple of interesting things, and while Fox Local is on a break, we'll kind of take a look at this. But in the meantime, let me pop up your weekend forecast again while I set a couple things up. But it's going to be beautiful. It's going to be a nice weekend overall. So with that, make sure you get outside, especially on Saturday. It's going to be beautiful. And even on Sunday, we're going to continue to keep those gorgeous conditions through the majority of the day. Warm temperatures still, but we're going to keep those mostly cloudy skies around through the day as well. Let me... studio frames, events, Daytona 500. Pull this in here and this in here as well. Because a couple of interesting things. For those of you who don't know, I used to work in Johnson City, Tennessee, which is right by the Bristol Motor Speedway. So we had a lot of, especially in the past couple of years, I've been pretty big into racing. Like, that has been really interesting to me, talking about engine efficiency and how engines like actually work better, especially in cooler weather. So that's something that is extremely interesting to me. And of course, like, it wouldn't be the Daytona 500 if we weren't talking about the possibility of a little bit of rain. So we'll talk about that when our friends from Fox Local join us back in, actually, they're here. So kind of actually talking a little bit more about that, because I noticed a lot of people thought that the forecast was interesting. Taking a look at Daytona, and just the weather conditions that we've just had in the past 5 years. Last year, there was over a 3-hour delay. 2024, Sunday was a total washout. The race actually had to get moved to Monday. 2023 was lovely. 2022 was okay. And then back in 2021, there was over a 5-hour delay, which means in all of the years, the 67 years that Daytona has been running, 24% of all the races have been impacted from the Daytona 500. So, of course, when we're talking about rain, it's not only good for the drivers, but it's not necessarily great for the fans either. So let's actually talk about what the ideal conditions are for the race car itself, as well as for the driver and the fans. So ideal conditions, you want overcast skies. So we got that coming up this Sunday. That's great. But that actually limits the glare of the sun, so it not only helps the drivers, but it also helps the fans as well. Track temperature, you don't want that track too hot, but you also don't want the track too cold either. So with track temperature, you kind of want that sweet spot, somewhere between 100 and 130 miles per hour. So that ideal temperature for tire grip, because if it's too cold, you have good handling, but you don't have good grip. If you have the track too warm, it has overhandling, but also that grip is just totally ripping up the tires. So you kind of want that happy medium, that Goldilocks, the ideal temperature for not only tire grip, but handling as well. Air temperature. Cooler. Not only does it keep the driver more comfortable, but it also keeps the fans comfortable as well. And when you have cooler air is more dense than warm air. So you have that cooler air kind of holding closer to the track. That allows more direct oxygen right into the engine, making the car a little bit work efficiency. And then the humidity, no one likes to watch a race in 100-degree humidity. So with the humidity, lower humidity, more comfortable for the driver as well as the fan, so it makes it easy. But kind of going back to that point of the air temperature, it is interesting because cooler is better, because cooler air is more dense than warm air. It goes directly into the engine, increases that oxygen, kind of allowing the engine to run a little bit more efficiency, and also less likely for the engine to overheat. So some little bit of fun fact and science behind race cars as we gear up for the Daytona 500. One other thing that I do want to mention, because of course it's a really exciting weekend, but also there is a massive drought happening across Central Florida right now. So really quickly, burn bans in effect for a lot of areas across Central Florida. We can see right here across the entire state, over half of the state of Florida right now is under these extreme drought conditions. So that's something really to keep an eye on for sure. And here across Central Florida, Gainesville, Ocala, the Villages, over to Palm Coast, those areas are seeing extreme drought conditions. And this is the worst drought that we've seen since the 2000s. So very high wildfire risk over the next couple of days. And most likely burn bans and water shortages are going to increase as we head through the next couple of days as well. All right, so that's enough of that. Let's actually pop up our 7-day forecast, and let's also see what you're saying in the comments. So let me do a little bit of maneuvering on my end over here, and let's get your comments up. So here's what we're looking at for your 7-day forecast. Of course, tomorrow having Valentine's Day happening, we're going to be seeing beautiful conditions for that. And then taking a look ahead to Daytona 500, we are looking at about a 50% chance of rain as we take a look ahead towards the start of the work week as well. Let me pick a couple of comments right here. Seeing a lot of folks actually writing in today. Thank you so much, y'all. There we go. Okay, here we go. Let's pop up your comments. There we go. Dan did see your comments a little bit earlier on today. And yes, a lot of people are actually writing in saying that on Facebook and YouTube. And Dan said, yeah, they should have the race on Saturday. There is also a race on Saturday, and that is a couple of races happening. There's the General Tire race happening, as well as a few others. And yeah, Dan, the Cars 20-year experience, that made me feel really old as well. Who do I want to win the Daytona 500? I am a Denny Hamlin fan. I am also a Chase Elliott fan as well. So that was interesting to me. Truck racing and clean air. Yes, that's from Ralph on Facebook. We are looking at beautiful conditions for the truck race later on tonight, so hopefully it stays that way. Elaine Tovett writing in from Holbrook, Massachusetts, saying that they are looking forward to Sunday. Yeah, I am too. Especially, again, yeah, working near two race areas. It was interesting for sure, really kind of getting back into learning about racing, which is pretty cool. So that's what we're looking at over the next 7 days. And for the flamingo being the state bird of Florida, Dan says that it should be an alligator. So good stuff. All right, folks, hope you have a happy Friday. Have a wonderful weekend. Have a happy Valentine's Day as well. So just make sure, again, you're staying safe this weekend. Enjoy the beautiful weather while we have it. And just make sure you're staying good, staying safe out there. It's going to be beautiful, but again, keep an eye out of the skies, especially on Monday for that morning commute if you are heading into the office for President's Day. So just, again, stay aware of that, but it is going to be a little bit stormy as you're heading out the door Monday morning. All right, folks, have a wonderful weekend. Enjoy, and we'll see you same time, same place coming up on Monday, 3:30. Be there, be square. Have a great one.